Alright, today we are going to be working on equivalent ratios. If you have your Glencoe book, you are looking at chapter 6, page 59. Okay? If you're not there, please get there now. We are moving on to equivalent ratios. Alright, we are going to start off taking a look at our real world link about Andrea. Andrea spent $2 to make 10 prints from a photo booth. Later, she spent $6 to make 30 prints. And it gives us this nice table showing us the cost. Alright, before we continue on, let's remember that our objectives today is to be able to find equivalent ratios and create equivalent ratios, okay? So we're going to express the relationship between numbers of prints she made and the total cost for each situation as a rate and fraction form. So the first one, we have 10 prints for $2. And the second one, we have 30 prints for $6. Okay? Make sure this isn't leaking through so you can see it's wanting to leak through. Alright. I better go to a pencil. Then it's asking us to compare the relationship between the numerators of each rate in exercise 1 and compare the relationship of the denominators of these rates. So, if we wanted to get from 2 to 6, how could we do that? Right, we can multiply by 3. So we could say that actually, let's do the numerator first because it asked us to do the numerator. So how could we get from 10 to 30? Times 3 as well, right? So we could say that the numerator, I'm going to do second like this to keep it shorter, and the second fraction is 3 times the first rate. I kind of shorthanded it just to make it a little easier on you. The denominator is also 3 times the first rate. So what is the unit rate for 10 prints? Unit rate. Remember, if it's unit rate, rate means it's got to be down to 1. So if it's asking for 10 prints, we start with 10 over 2. And we want to get that denominator down to 1. If you're still taking notes, make sure you pause so you're not missing this part of the lesson. So how are we going to get from 2 to 1? 2 divided by 2 is 1. What you do on the bottom, got to do on the top. So for that scenario, 5 prints are $1. Okay? How about the unit rate for 30 prints? So 30 prints was $6. And again, we want to get to 1, so we're going to divide by 6. What you do on the bottom, you got to do on the top. And we would end up with 1 over 5. So 5 prints for $1 there. Then it's asked us, are the rates equivalent? Well, this is 5 over 1, and this is 5 over 1. So would that make them equivalent? You betcha. Yes. And why? Because they both have unit rates of 5 prints for $1. Okay? Yes, because they both have unit rates of 5 prints for $1. All right, if you need to pause, please do so to catch up on the writing portion of this. While you're working on that, we are going to persevere with some problems. We are going to model probably with mathematics. We've got to use our mathematical tools, and we definitely have to attend to precision. Even making use of structure. The structure tells us if they are or are not equivalent. All right, so we're going to go on to the next page, and we are going to use unit rates. So let's flip the page. And it says that there are ways to determine if two rates or ratios are equivalent. One way is determined by finding unit rates by comparing quantities as rates in simplest form. You can determine the relationship between two quantities. You can determine if the relationship stays the same. So it gives us this example that we already did that took us down to the exact same unit rate. That's what we just did. Since they have the same unit rate, they are definitely equivalent. Then it gives us a couple examples down here. Determine if each pair is equivalent. Explain your answer. 20 miles in 5 hours, 45 miles in 9 hours. Okay? It shows us that they take them both down. Shows us that it takes them both down to a unit rate. Now, this one's 4/1, where this one is 5/1. So are they equivalent? No. They can't be equivalent because they have different unit rates. All right, example 2 talks about t-shirts, $21 for 3 t-shirts for 21, 5 t-shirts for 35. So again, they set up the fraction first, 21/3 and 35/5. They take it down to a unit rate. On this side, $7 for a shirt. On this side, $7 for a shirt. Are they equivalent? Yes, they have the same unit rate. All right, pause, try these got it problems. See if you can figure out if these are equivalent or not equivalent. When you get done, go ahead and check your work. I'm going to be going over it, and please don't cheat, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, letter A, 36 t-shirts in 3 boxes versus 60 t-shirts in 6 boxes. I'm going to divide by 3 to get that down to 1. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. I get 12/1. 60/6, I'm going to divide by 6 to get 1. What I do on the bottom, I do on the top. And I get 10. So are they equivalent? Answer is no. No, they are not, because one has $12, or one is 12 shirts in a box, and the other one is 10 shirts in a box. The letter B, 42 flowers in 7 vases, 54 flowers in 9 vases. Okay, move this over so that you can see better, hopefully. All right, divide by 7 to get my unit rate. I would get 1, and 42 divided by 7 is 6. I'm just putting a line there to separate the two problems. So I got 6/1 divided by 9. What I do on the bottom, I gotta do on the top. Gives me 1 and 6. 6/1 and 6/1. Are they equivalent? Yes, they are. Yes. And I'm just going to write same unit rate. And really, for the top one that said no, you could just write 12/1 and 10/1 so that you know why they're not equivalent. All right, if you have questions, pause now, raise your hand, let me know. Remember, we are finding unit rate, unit cost today. We are comparing equivalent ratios. All right, we are turning the page. One more example to finish up this side of the lesson. Felicia read 60 pages of a book in 3 days. She read the last 90 pages in 6 days. Are these reading rates equivalent? Explain your reasoning. So again, they did the work for us. They first wrote 60/3 for 60 in 3 days. And then they did 90/6 for the 90 in 6 days. They found the unit rates and they did 20 over 1 and 15 over 1. Are they equivalent? No, they do not have the same unit rate, so Felicia reading rates are not equivalent. Alright, let's try these last couple story problems on the got it's, just to make sure that you have it. And that is going to wrap up today's lesson. So I want you to pause and try these. And I'm going to go over the answers in 5, 4, no cheating, 3, 2, 1. Alright, Monica made 10 bracelets for 5 friends. Jen made 12 bracelets for 4 friends. Are they equivalent? I put those fractions over here. Find my unit rate, divide by 5, because that gets me down to 1. So this person, so this is Marcia. I'm going to put an M here. 10 bracelets for 5 friends. So in other words, her rate is 2 bracelets per friend. For 12, divide by 4, I get 1, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. So she made 3 bracelets per friend. Are they equivalent? No. I'm just going to put M for Marcia, 2 bracelets to 1 friend. Oops. To 1 friend. And Jen is 3 over 1, 3 bracelets to 1 friend. Okay? Alright, the next one said a club raised, let me go back over here. A club raised $168 by washing 42 cars, 168 over 42. Club B had $152 for 38 cars. Are they equivalent? Now this is a little bit tougher. Let's see, because we have to figure out how many 42s go into 168. Well, let's see. I'm going to guess 4, only because I know that 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16, and that worked out. So this one is 4 over 1. Now I have to do the same thing with 38. So I gotta come over here again. 152 divided by 38. Oh, let's see. What would have that? How about if we did 4 there, that would end that one in 32. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So that one is 4 over 1 as well. So are they equivalent? Yes. Both made $4 per car. $4 per car. Alright, pause if you need to. Otherwise, that is going to wrap up this video. If you have any questions, feel free to stop and grab me now. Otherwise, we'll move on to the second half tomorrow. Make it a great day.